Amusu, and commissioners serving and former commissioners who are here. Especially our mother was the chief teacher in Imo State. And I've seen Steve there. Steve, special advisor every now and then. Then distinguished dignitaries on this other high level. I've seen Remy on this other side, who is also a great teacher at the Ugumba Leadership Center, a center that has done more than any other center in Nigeria. I say so because before our university started our leadership center, there was Ugumba Leadership Center. Even when the nation did not understand the need to intervene at the level of youth to actually cultivate them in the area of leadership, I think one person saw the need to do that. And he did it for a long time, and people were just thinking, was he doing it because he wanted to be governor of Imo State? And after the governorship contest, he was still doing it. So people kept asking, because they felt that he was doing those things because he's a politician. And he kept, in fact, he did it larger than what he should have done. So I really thank you. And I know that God will reward you also. Then our most distinguished guests, the leaders of Nigeria, the great student leaders of Imo State, you are welcome. I bring you good tidings from my Vice Chancellor, Professor Naala, who wanted to be here by himself, but we recently have a strike action in the university by Sanu and Nasi. So he said I should extend his greetings to you people, the leaders of Nigeria. I don't like it when people say leaders of tomorrow. Youth are the leaders of today. Their leadership started from the day other people, whether by appointment or by election, other human beings saw you and said that you are the games prefect of your school. You are the labor prefect of your school. You are the senior prefect of your school. You are the library captain of your school. The day other human being, God choose other human being to point at you that you should play a leading role. That is when leadership started. I want to at this stage recognize our father, the governor of Imo State, though he's not here. But since we are gathering here in his state, we have to recognize our governor, our father. He has done so much, and that is why you are able to even come out here. So I recognize him even in absentia. May God continue to bless and strengthen him, because it's not easy to lead the people. It's not easy to lead a polity, especially in a third world country like Nigeria. Now, let me come back to you. And I want you to understand why you are here. I was like you. I was like you. I was wearing uniform like you when I was in secondary school. And I was appointed prep class prefect. That was when my own leadership started. It started at secondary school. While I was in primary school, I was too small. You know, I'm not a very tall person. I was too smallish for me to be appointed class monitor. So when I was in secondary school, maybe because I was brilliant, I was made prep class prefect. Prep class prefect was the one that was appointed to oversee, to make sure that other students every evening are gathered in class for prep. I don't know whether they are still doing prep in their school. Okay. That was my first test of leadership. So I was the one to go and ring bell and to run around all the classrooms to make sure people are seated and they are not making noise. And when they make noise, I will write names of noisemakers and I will submit to the principal and I will go and make sure that all the people who are doing these things are punished. And you know, people hated me because I was always writing and submitting names of noisemakers. I know you don't like those people. I was like the amebo of the school because, you know, you report people, you get punished. But that was the beginning of leadership. Because leadership means one thing: ability to get things done. Ability to get things done. Yes, you lead other people, even an additional person to yourself. You don't need to lead a crowd. To lead other people and get things done properly. That is leadership. So for those of you who are games captain and you are able to mobilize other students to get things done, either in sprints or in football, that is leadership. If you are the captain of your school football team, that is leadership. If you are the choir master of your school choral group, that is leadership. Leadership is just your ability to gather other people to get things done properly. That is the meaning of leadership. And I know all of you here have been having that opportunity to gather other people, be it your siblings at home, to gather even your siblings to get certain tasks done. For instance, your mommy just traveled. Your mommy just traveled. And somebody is supposed to mobilize other siblings to get things done in the house. Okay? To oversee your other siblings that are in school that you need to go and pick them up, to come and bath them, to go and get them to do it, and to organize maybe morning devotion when your mom is not there among your siblings. That is leadership. Whoever steps in to gather other people to get things done properly, that's a leader. So you are all leaders. You are not the leaders of tomorrow, you are leaders in the right sense of the word. I was like you. 1996, I was a bit older than you. 1996, I was barely 21. I came to this Imo State. I arrived this Imo State in 1996. I was 21 years old. A bit just older than you by some few years. I came in as a youth corps. They took us to Owerri. And we actually started, that was when that camp started. And it was in the camp that leadership showed up. The way you mobilize other youth corps to get things done, either to mobilize them to protest. Because I remember that time, one governor, Tanko Suberu, donated 3 cows to be killed for youth corps to eat. And the people at NYC brought only 1 cow. And I had to mobilize other corps to protest. And I was actually arrested by those soldiers, and I was put in one guard room because I was explained to that as a youth corps in the military, you are not supposed to protest. It's meeting. So irrespective of what happened, even though they ate your cow, because the governor actually announced 3 cows. Colonel Sumeru announced 3 cows. And see us here with 1 cow that came in a pickup. And so I asked, where are the other cows that the governor announced with his mouth? So because I shouted and other youth corps joined me in shouting and getting trouble, I was put in that room. Because according to the soldiers, I'm committing what they call mutiny in the barrack. But I was noticed by my colleagues and even by the NYC officials as a leader. Although I led people to meeting, then I was recognized that, okay, this one has leadership qualities. You understand? So leadership can emanate like that if it is in you. And the leadership is in you. That is why you were spotted by your schools. That is why you were spotted by your classmates, by your schoolmates. You will never be here if you are not a leader. Everybody that is here have started to climb the first step in the ladder of leadership. Let me tell you, you'll be greater than all these people you are hearing their names now. Yeah. All the people you are hearing their names now, you'll be greater than them. If you are hearing the name of governor, you'll be president. If you are hearing the name of managing director of bank, you're going to be the chairman of bank. If you are hearing the name of commissioner of police in Owerri, you'll be inspector general. All of you here, you are going to be great leaders for this country. And the future of this country is in your hand. Because it is during your time that Nigeria will be better than the United States of America. Of course, you know they have really brought Nigeria so low. Our generation has brought Nigeria so low. The hope for Nigeria is in your hand. The hope of this country is in your hand. That is why in my university, we set up the Abuja Leadership Center. It means that it is a department in the university whose responsibility is to teach people leadership. Nobody is born with that as a leader. You cannot inherit leadership. In the days of old, you see somebody whose father was a king. They say no, like they do in England, that this one is now a king. You now ask the reason why. They say, her mother was the queen. Is that not so? You can't inherit leadership. That is why all the countries of the world are doing democracy. They are not doing monarchical government. Okay? Because it is realized that in our generation, you cannot inherit leadership. You learn and become one. It cannot be transferred through DNA. That is why my university gathered people. It gathered people in Abuja, big people, and we now say, let us start training these big people on what they know already. They are great leaders in their own right. Of course, you know, people like Ugo Bawoso, they have run leadership at the highest level, as chief of staff, as commissioner. Steve has been in government from when you people were not born. Do you understand? So they have been at the level of leadership from time, like they say, immemorial. Or when we were youth corps, we used to say from time immemorial. When I was a youth corps, from time immemorial, Steve has been in government. So there's absolutely nothing he doesn't understand about public governance. But my school now took a decision. Let us start teaching people or training people who already knew about these issues of leadership. Because like Remy said, the problem of Nigeria is the problem of leadership. Some of you, when you go back home, you notice that there's always light in your home because your father has bought generator. Is that not so? Your father has bought generator. And when the school bus is not arriving, they take you to school because your father has provided one of his cars as a utility vehicle to take you to school. And whenever a bar finishes in your home, you notice that there is one Indomie somewhere stuck in the cupboard that your mother had provided for. If you think about it, you now notice that there was no single day from the day you were born up to this time that you are not going to eat in your homes. Have you noticed that? Your father is not the governor of Central Bank, but he has run the administration of the family to such an extent that there was no day you wake up and slept at night that you did not eat, that you did not see soap to bath. Have you noticed that? Now that is leadership. Now when we leave family We now come to running leadership at the public level. You notice that there's no light. There's no light. You notice that sometimes the prices of food go so high that people cannot afford. You notice that the roads cannot be tarred. You notice that criminals are harassing people everywhere. Your father can provide light in his house and borehole and water with the little salary that they are paying him. But the government that has all the money cannot do those things. So the reality is that there is a problem of leadership at the level of government in Nigeria. And that is why Nigeria is not like Canada and the United States of America. And the solution to this problem is not to allow our young people to always think of japaring to Canada, or japaring to Italy, or japaring to all these other places. That's not the solution. The solution to my university is not only to train your parents on leadership. We have a whole lot of them, senators, governors, ministers, who are coming to learn leadership. But my Vice Chancellor insisted that no, it will be a waste of time to train only these people who have seen it all already on leadership. But we are going to do catch them young. We go to secondary school, identify people who have become class prefects, identify class monitors, identify club captains, identify ASPs in secondary schools in Nigeria, and train them not once. Not once. This is your first clinic as a delegate of Abuja Leadership Center. Every term you are going, this particular group of people, you are going to be invited to be trained on leadership. Now, what are those things we are going to train you? We are going to train you the things the political leaders are lacking in Nigeria. Because we believe that you are serious-minded enough to imbibe those things and grow with them and turn Nigeria around. We are going to teach you teamwork, how to work as a team. We are going to train you about integrity and anti-corruption. The corruption you are hearing happening in Nigeria is not in our blood. People learn it in politics. People learn it in civil service. People learn it as teachers in school, like in school, primary, secondary school, and universities. People learn those things through interaction. We are going to teach you to understand that the problem we are having in Nigeria today is because of these things that we are laughing over. We are going to train you for you to see mentors and identify them. So that when people ask you who is your mentor, you will not say one Yahoo boy that is on your street is your mentor. God forbid. May Yahoo boy never be your mentor in Jesus' name. The musician is not your mentor. They are doing their work. No celebrity is your mentor. They are doing their own business. You must pick out mentors, people whose lives you can actually copy and become even a greater person in life. I'm not saying you should not enjoy football. Enjoy football. I'm not saying you should not dance to music. Dance to all the music as a young person. But when it comes to mentoring, you must know who your role model is. Your role model are not necessarily those people you admire their craft. Your role model should be people that are qualified to be role model. People you look up to. Oh, when I grow up, I want to be an MD of bank. Oh, when I grow up, I want to be a major general. Oh, when I grow up, I want to be a vice chancellor. Oh, when I grow up, I want to be Eze of my community. When I grow up, I want to be the governor of Imo State. Oh, when I grow up, I want to be a senator of my senatorial district. Oh, when I grow up, I want to be the president of Nigeria. And I know that the president of Nigeria is in this hall now. That is how we want you to claim. We don't want you to admire any idiot on the street. So this program is simple. We invited you here respectfully because we recognize that you are leaders. Right. You are not leaders of tomorrow. You have started your leadership. You are leading people. Yes. You are leading well. That is why your school is nominating you to be a delegate. At the end of this program, you are going to get certificate. That certificate you are going to get at the end of this program will speak for you in life. Yes, I have learned that one now. That certificate will speak for you as a leader. You are going to be a certificated leader from today henceforward. And every term, your school is not going to send other people. We are going to capture your name in our university website. We are going to capture your names in our university website. It is this same you that will be attending these conferences every term until you reach the age of 30, even when you are in university. Our school has developed a database. And like Remy said, Imo State, by destiny, has been chosen to be the first state to kickstart this leadership training across the country. By tomorrow, Adamawa State, prefects and club captains in Adamawa State are going to gather the way you are gathering for their own dose of the leadership training. So I want you to take time to sit down and listen to the presentations, to what these great minds are going to tell you. Now, two things. What they are going to tell you, I want you to be inspired to be better than them. Inspired to be better than them. I know you all admire Ogumba Uchemusu. Is that not so? Yes. By reason of this training today, I want you to start thinking. From the moment he starts talking to you and you accept the things he's telling you, you know what God does with that? When you grow up to his age, you become bigger than him. When Steve comes out to talk, just enjoy what he's saying, take down the note, listen, and imagine you becoming what he's trying to tell you at the end of the lecture, the day you grow up to the age it is now, to become a greater person than him. It is a spiritual law. It is a spiritual law. So, listen, take notes. They are provided you with pens and jotters. Take notes and be inspired and see them as your mentors. After this program, this one is not election time. You can walk up to Ogumba Uchemusu because he's already your schoolmate. Okay? You can boldly walk up to him and take selfie with him. Yes. Nothing will happen. See, all this is policemen. They are not going to stop. Yes, because it's your colleague. It's a leader too. And you are leaders. Do you understand? Yes. He's a colleague to you. He's a leader. You are a leader. So today, you take selfie with him. And when you go, you put that picture in your house. Okay? By your bedside. And be looking at it. The more you keep looking at the pictures you are taking with these people that are going to talk to you today, the more God is blessing you to even be greater than them as you grow up. That is how it is done. And when you take notes, you prepare the questions you are going to ask them, because you will ask the questions after the presentation. You prepare your question. Because as leaders, you are not expected to sit down here and mumu. Yes, leaders ask questions. For you to be a leader, you need to have the capacity to process what somebody is telling you and to be able to ask questions. It's only in church that you don't ask pastors questions. Yes, that is why some churches start their program with Sunday school, so that people can be able to ask questions. Because it's too dull that from the beginning of the church, the pastor talks and talks and talks, everybody says amen and goes away. That's why people don't learn much from church, only that they will go to heaven. In the classroom, you are encouraged, like in your school, ask questions. And now, there is no stupid question, okay? So don't be shy. Leaders are not shy people. As a leader, if you notice that there is any iota of shyness in you, it is removed in Jesus' name. Amen. You write down, you take notes in what they are saying, and after their presentation, I will be looking at you. You ask them questions. Because as far as this hall is concerned now, you people are also leaders. So those things you don't understand, you ask them. And they are going to explain to you that this is what I meant. And other people by your side are going to learn. Now, it is not only you who did not understand what the presenter said. Your friends, your classmates didn't understand too. So they are going to benefit from the question you ask. And that makes you a leader. And let me also tell you, the whole country is watching you now. The whole country, Nigeria is watching you now. I know most of you are coming from hostels, but if you are going back home, you check your television. Who interviewed me? I think it's Channels TV. Yes. The whole country is aware that you are gathered here now. That leaders from Imo State have gathered. So you ask questions. You can even make comments. Your own thinking about what they are saying. Knowledge is not only in the head of a professor. Okay? There are things I will forget and you remind me. In fact, you people with younger brains, your brains are sharper than mine. Okay? You have sharper brains than every other person who is going to come out here to speak today. Because your own brain is fresh. God created you in a manner that those of us that were born earlier, we envy you. The way you manipulate computer and phone, we can't. It's difficult for us. Because all of us are BBC. You know the meaning of BBC? Born before computer. Yes, when they gave birth to us, it was typewriter. So we don't know as much as you know. You are a special set of people created by God. So you have to take advantage of that. You have to respect your elders. But don't be shy when you are making moves. And watch out. Oh, more leaders are coming in. That should be from the girls' school. That's beautiful. So you are going to see so many challenges even as you are rising as leaders. People are going to doubt you. Other people are going to criticize you. How do you handle criticism? When people say you are not doing well. When people are heaping blame on you because you are just a leader. How do you handle that? A lot of people, when things get wrong, they blame it on you. That's how we also blame to you and Governor Hope Uzodinma. Is that not so? Whenever we see pothole in Owerri, we blame the governor. The same thing in your school. When things get spoiled in your class or in your school, you notice that other students blame it on you, the prefect. Is that not so? Yes. That is how it goes. That is why even in criticism, you have to be careful. You have to criticize maturely because it is not easy to be a leader. Today, what I want you to gain is that leaders are not necessarily those people you see on television, in the Senate, in government houses. You are the real leaders of Nigeria. And that automatically makes you special set of people in Nigeria. And in that website, you are going to be along with other young leaders like you all over the country. And along the line, one day you will be opportune to go and mix up with other leaders outside Owerri, in other parts of the country. This program will not end now. This is the first clinic we are having in Imo State. By next term, there will be another clinic in Imo State. You will also be here. Thank God for Ugumba Leadership Center that is always ready to assist to make sure that this dream manifests. It's going to help us. Maybe this place. You are going to be here. You are going to be continually groomed. Because he too, his philosophy in life aligns with what we are doing in the university. His philosophy aligns with the university philosophy. To train young people, young leaders, on how to be good leaders. So that when it is your time to contest election, and become governors of your state, and become president of Nigeria, and become senators, you will be able to manage this country better than what it is now. When you become local government chairman and commissioners, you will be able to do it better than what you are seeing now. What we are having now is not the best. Other countries have left us behind as far as development and civilization is concerned. We are looking up to your generation to rescue Nigeria. That is why this training is organized today. It is the most important training you will ever receive as a young person. That is why we make sure that we are not only inviting, somebody was saying we should invite senior prefects. And now saying no, when we were conceiving this program, I said no. You know, in most schools, especially mid school, when you say senior prefect, they will pick a boy. And when they say assistant senior prefect or deputy, they will pick a girl. So I was telling, I said, no, if you say senior prefect, we are going to end up having only boys for the clinic. Let us say school prefect. So that each school will send all their prefects or selected prefects, but not necessarily boys, because most schools are parading boys as senior prefect, which is a cultural mistake. It's a cultural mistake. I'm not saying girls are more intelligent than guys. What I'm saying is that boys are not better than girls. Okay? So women also have leadership qualities in them, embedded in them. But at a secondary school level, you notice that in every middle school, when they say school senior prefect is a boy. I think when you go back to your school, you try to whisper that to your principal and say that too must change. That is why we brought you here. And I'm happy in this hall we have even more girls than guys, which is beautiful for Nigeria. Maybe the person that will rescue Nigeria is going to be a woman. The day we have a female president. I'm suspecting strongly. Yes, I'm suspecting strongly that the day Nigeria is going to break even from the problems it's facing today is when one of these girls becomes president. And you will become. You will become. So that is why we gathered you here, so that we do these conversations. And another thing you are going to benefit from this place, make sure you interact with others. Take photographs with people from other schools. Take photographs with the people who are giving the presentations. Mix up with others. Okay? And keep those pictures. Because 10, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, you remember that you were in this hall. Because you are going to see some of the people sitting by your side becoming governors, senators, presidents, ministers. This is the government that will emanate from Imo State in the next 15, 20 years. So we take you so serious. My university places a lot of importance on you. Our hope is on you. And you must not disappoint us. You must not be corrupt. You must not do Yahoo. You must not take drugs. You must not take drugs. The day you do those things, you have sold out your leadership. God gave you leadership. God has given all of you leadership. That star is in your hand. But the day you carry that hand, that God has given you that star to put in something that is dirty, you have sold out that leadership. You don't take drugs. Leaders don't take drugs. Leaders don't join secret cults. Leaders don't become armed robbers. Leaders don't steal and commit corruption. Now, all the people that have done those things cannot become leaders. Have you ever seen a successful armed robber before? Have you seen one? Upon all the banks they break into, all the banks, they go to people's houses and collect so much money, and they attack banks with guns and cut away so much money. Have you ever seen somebody say, no, he has been into armed robbery for long, and you have not seen anybody? What that means is that you cannot be a leader if you put your hand into certain things while you are young. Okay? You see, Yahoo boys, none can become leaders of tomorrow. Not one. When you soak your hand in nonsense when you are young, you have already poisoned your destiny. No amount of prayer from church will cleanse you from that. When you steal, you have already poisoned your destiny. When you take hard drugs, you have already poisoned your destiny. You have handed over that leadership to another person. You are not going to be that leader again. You have already poisoned that destiny. So it is important that you have to be careful in what you do, especially you, the chosen ones. See, it is not your principal and classmate that choose you as leaders. It is God. It could have been any other person in your class. Is that not so? You are not the tallest person in your school. You are not the most beautiful. You are not the most athletic looking. Your English is not even as better as my own. You know, I'm from Akwa Ibom. You know, the way we speak English in my state. You understand? Your English is not even up to my own. So, you did not become a leader to be sent here as delegate because, no, God chose you. Even if it were to be another person that would have been your principal or whatever you call vice principal or your classmate, they would have still chosen you because God has put a star on your head that you are a leader. So other people see that star and call you out to be leaders. So you have to take it very seriously. You have to protect that star. For all of you gathering today, God has placed a star on your forehead. You are leaders already. Make sure that you don't give out your star. Make sure your own star is not stolen by any bad attitude. Watch the people you are mixing up with. Watch the people you aspire to be with. Because we want you to know, to have that consciousness that you are a leader. Nothing will stop any of you from becoming commissioner or minister or senator in this place. Nothing. So please don't throw away that star. Because God has already chosen you for this role. This country looks up to you. Imo State looks up to you. Because you are the chosen ones. We look up to you. Because you are the chosen ones. So, let me not take much of your time so that you listen to lectures. I only wanted to introduce why you are gathering here today. And to reassure you that the same set of people you are going to gather here again next term when you come back. Thank you so very much for everybody that is here. And you are welcome to the leadership team. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Afaha.